Excuse me, 6:11, 3 p.m., sitting as the Lake County Air Quality Management District Board of Directors, notification of office closure and reduction of services. Mr. Gearhart. Good afternoon.
It's afternoon, so thank you.
We're not in the evening quite yet.
It's not evening. Positive.
So, okay. So I assume you've received my memo that explains the situation. Brief summary is we're losing our engineer and going to very short staffing. Oh,
The public needs to hear you.
okay. Is that better?
Lean in.
Okay. I feel like I'm eating the mic. So we are losing our engineer. He's leaving next week. And so we will be down to 2 long-term staff and 1 brand new hire. And we have, other than myself, no technical staff available at the district at this point. So we've done multiple recruitments this year and have had no luck in finding a quality or reliable applicant. Once we had 2 applicants the first time, 1 didn't accept, the other didn't work out and had to be let go fairly quickly. The second round of applicants, we had 1 applicant and they were not qualified for the position. So we've run into a lot of problems with recruitment recently. And this is the first time we've run into this problem where we haven't been able to find someone. And so we have a transition to, keep going because we do, as you know, every department loses staff on a regular basis with turnover and things. So what we're doing now is we're trying to prioritize the immediate needs, the immediate issues and mandates that we have, and putting those into a notification so that the public's aware and you're aware that what the issues are and what we're doing to try and solve those. Our immediate issue is we have to maintain our attainment status, which means air monitoring. So we have no field staff at the moment. So that is myself and Elizabeth doing all the air monitoring. So we're kind of back to the old days when we started 20 years ago. And that will probably be 50 to 60%, maybe even higher percent of our time, just maintaining that equipment and all the QA and data processing that's required for that. So with that, then we have our permits, burn program, and those types of things that are essential mandatory functions. All non-mandatory functions are what we're proposing to basically put on hold. Grant programs are we like grant programs, but those are the lowest priority in terms of our mandates. And so we'll try and keep as many of them as we can, but they will be basically on hold. And if we can get back to them before the money has to be returned to the state, then we will. But if we can't, then there will be funds that get returned to the state as those programs come up for either expenditure or return. So we're hoping we can get this turned around fairly quickly, but it's whatever the market is on an application process. I have no guarantee, and we don't know where we're going yet. So with that, we're trying to keep everything that's essential and necessary. The prescribed burn program, of course, is a high priority. The reference in our memo to prescribe burn is regarding the grant program and the MOU with the state to do additional reporting that they're requesting. So that is going to be put on hold, but the burn permits system and stuff is being worked on right now. We're just waiting on contracts to be reviewed so we can get them signed and get the process and online system up and running. So with that, I guess I'll leave it. If you have more questions or need more details on specific things, I'm happy to help.
And just, I know it's in the memo, but just for the public who may not have had the chance to read the memo, you will be available via phone, via email. It's the office itself that will not be open to walk-ins.
Right. Yeah. Especially this time of year, we have very little walk-in traffic, so it's much easier to be able to do that. But we need people to call ahead and make an appointment. So the obvious reason is we're not always going to be available. And if people come in and all they can do is walk in the office and stand there and ding the bell and no one's there to help them, they get kind of angry, and we would much rather they call ahead. We can schedule a time when we know someone's going to be available that can help them through whatever process they need. We will be putting out some information and posting information on our website to explain for the different things that people do walk in for, like sign-offs with the county for building permits and things where they have generators or stuff that may need permitting. We'll put out some information that explains what to bring or what to send us so we can review it. And so when they come in, we've had that chance to look at it and we can do their paperwork quickly and easily. So we are working on putting some of that together quickly. It won't be the prettiest information sheet, but it will be helpful, and we'll get people moved through the process as fast as we can. But calling ahead and making sure that we're available, and then making sure that application packets or details are complete will expedite the process for the public and for anyone needing things that are not standard permitting with us. So standard permitting, it's pretty straightforward, but anything else, it's just helpful to have complete information.
Okay. Thank you very much. Supervisor Pyska.
And we're getting very close to burn permit season, and that's all going to be online. Is that correct?
Yeah, the online system is being worked on. We have contracts under review with County Council, and just to make, so we can get everything formalized for this burn season. We hope to have those probably in the next week or so, and then we'll be getting the system up and running and tested well before burn season starts.
Okay, good.
So.
And then, for the prescribed fire, just again, because we've got some folks in the room here.
Yeah.
It's the extra monitoring that you won't be able to handle? Is that correct?
It's the prescribed fire grant and reporting that the state is requesting or demanding of us. So we have an MOU, and they can provide funding to do extra work, and those are the things that we're not going to be able to do. We still will have prescribed fire permits, and we'll still work with people on forecasting and doing all of the normal things of the burn program. It's just those extras that are under the state Air Resources Board programs that we won't be able to do for this season. So we can have we can provide the raw data to them and they can put together their report, but we won't be able to do that for them. So.
Okay. And then are you still working for Mendocino County?
Yes. Yeah, I'm still working for Mendocino County, and that is an additional 10 hours a week, or up to an additional 10 hours a week over the 40-hour week here. So under the MOU, I'm still working 50 hours a week as a standard.
I believe that's done at the end of the year.
The end of the fiscal year.
We don't have an early termination on that.
It is possible to do an early termination with notice and things, but I will say the workload has decreased significantly. So my time most weeks is 2 to 5 hours, but with an occasional longer week when they have a special meeting or something that they need me to attend, but that's pretty rare now. So it's mostly about training and referring people to the right health and safety codes. Go read this and figure out what that means, and then I can help you through jump through those hoops.
While I
So.
appreciate that you think that it sounds like it's low impact for you, but for cutting back services for Lake County residents, it's really hard to justify having your time also dedicated to a different county.
All right. Well, that's, I understand. And I'm still working my full time here, plus the extra time to do that program. So it's, a challenge either way. So, and then if things go bad there, we're still impacted with additional work if something goes wrong. So, So that's where weighing of all those issues is challenging.
So I believe that you, at least based on the memo, you're working on some contracts to see what can help out a little bit. And I also believe that you will be coming back to the board with some ideas and suggestions. So I appreciate that you're working on whatever plan that might be, whether that's Plan B, Plan C. You're obviously not giving up to fix this issue, and I appreciate that. I do hear that training in Lake County actually works to really help the people from Mendocino if you bring them here to do the work that we need to get accomplished. But it's unfortunate, and I hope that you're being open to different HR options on making the positions more accessible. Granted, you need to have a certain level of expertise to be able to fill those positions, but just being flexible and being open to different suggestions and ideas so that we can get you the help that you need. I don't disagree with the comments made by Supervisor Pyska. I know that's something that I have been worried about since the very beginning. Luckily, this is more towards the tail end rather than the beginning of it that we're seeing this problem. But at the same time, I don't want to say work over here, and by the way, you're on salary, you don't get paid, work more hours while you're getting paid for the extra hours of working at Mendocino. So it's kind of it's a selfish feeling to want you to stay here and do more. But as long as those hours stay that low, I think that it's going in the right direction. But anyone else have any? Please.
I was just going to say a lot of the things that I'm doing now with them also are co-benefits. So I'm doing a lot. Some of it's the state meetings and things where it's all I can do it all remote. But I'm representing Lake and Mendocino County at the same time in those meetings. So I'm still doing the work for Mendocino, billing the time, but I'm also we're providing a benefit to both at the same time and splitting the time. So there's a lot of things that are a shared or educational experience to better and be more efficient here that I'm finding while I do things for them as well. So,
okay. Again, staying on that topic, you said it's done at the end of the fiscal year, so we're talking June 30th, 2025.
yes.
I don't know if there's consensus or not, but in case this takes longer than necessary, can we see that at the halfway point for a review so that the board can kind of get a better understanding of what's changed in your current office and what's the workload still for Mendocino, just so that we don't just let it slide and continue on all the way to June when there's a struggle currently and we need to make sure that people have access to the permits. We're keeping up on our attainment stuff. There's a lot of important things going on in your department. And so, just to check in.
Yeah, I will definitely say with the recruitment issues and staffing issues, we'll be definitely giving you updates at least every couple months with the current status if we're still having ongoing issues. So we'll definitely bring it back.
I think I saw nods of yes for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Let's open it up for public comment. Anyone wish to speak on this item? I see Frank's iPhone 2. Oh, so sorry. I did not see you get up.
I'm sorry, I had to hit. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, sorry, I had to hit like 6 buttons to unmute for some reason. Thank you for the opportunity. Frank Abel with the U.S. Forest Service in Upper Lake. And Doug, totally understand issues with staffing and multiple jobs working for multiple counties. I'm doing the same myself and having a lot of struggle. It did sound like there's not going to be a real severe impact to prescribed fire programs in the county, whether it be agency or agriculture or otherwise. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We're doing our best to avoid any impacts. The only impact that may occur is weekend calls. We may be more stringent about requesting the call on Friday so we have time to forecast and do things, because it will be very limited availability on the weekends, which will probably be me doing all the burn calls for every weekend until we have staff hired and trained. So
I get it. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate all your work.
Thank you for the comment. Back to the chamber.
Yep, Paul Duncan, Operations Chief for CAL FIRE Northern Region. And I appreciate all of Doug's work. I'm just concerned anytime we have a reduction in service, especially coming into burn permit season and closing of the office when we've moved burn permits to that location, because we always have folks that come in that can't run a computer or turn an iPad on. So I just want to make sure we're kind of providing those folks a means of getting the permit by, I don't know if that's a kiosk somewhere that the folks can go up to and get a permit at, but just want to make sure that that's not impacting folks trying to get permits. I do not want to be an impediment to anybody doing any kind of burning in the county that's legal, because we do need to reduce our fuel loading, and we can't do it on the fire side by ourselves, so we need the help of landowners, property owners to do that correctly. And then as far as Doug in his position, is there a way that the county can incentivize him staying here locally? I understand he's on a salary, but is there a way we pay him on the weekends, or is there additional pay that could be incentivized where he doesn't have to go out of the county and seek other employment for funding? Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll say, I don't know that he was seeking employment other than being a great team player by Mendocino not being able to find a director for their air district for many, multiple
Over 2 years, they were searching, so, yeah.
And so that's appreciated, especially if I remember correctly, your statements were that their lack of an air district leadership has impact on our air district. Very thoughtful of you, and thank you for your efforts on that. Please.
Good afternoon. My name is Lindsay Daly, Executive Director of the Tribal Eco Restoration Alliance. We're a community-based program here in Lake County. Have the honor of collaborating with a lot of great organizations throughout the county and agencies as well to put good fire on the ground. So we're very concerned when we got the memo, and I feel grateful just to hear the update from Doug and the prioritization of continuing prescribed burning and permitting as part of the essential and mandatory duties of air quality. Just lots of good work to do this season, so appreciate the support continuing, making sure that we're able to get permits and keep doing the good work. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, and thank you for everything you do in our communities. Anybody else wish to speak on this item? I see no one in the Zoom room and no one getting up in the chamber. I'll bring it back to the board. Supervisor Pyska?
Just following up on Chief Duncan's comments, so folks that need help with online permitting, will they make an appointment, or we do have non-tech users?
Right. We have, in previous years, done appointments for those that need help, because we do recommend, or for the last 3 years, I think we've recommended appointments. And even with COVID, we were accepting appointments during that time as well. So we were making appointments to ensure that someone's available to help them and can do it timely and appropriately for them. So yeah, we just request people call, and we can set up an appointment if they're unable to do the online system, because that's been an ongoing issue for a number of years, and most of them do show up to our office to get those permits. So yeah, we're used to it, and we have a few months, hopefully, to work out all the details before burn season starts. So we will be working on refining that process to make sure we have an expedited process to help them through.
One quick comment, and this was also kind of based on Chief Duncan's comments. I know that Supervisor Simon has spoken highly of the kiosk that was set up in our child welfare office.
Yeah.
And if there's something that can be set up so that those that do go to the office, they can still have a simple access to be able to at least register or submit something. That would be, I think, technology, even though some people are technology adverse.
Right.
I think technology can play a role in helping out in this situation. So whatever is possible, please bring to our attention to see if you need our approval or our support. But I think that we got to look at all options.
Right. I was just going to say, our plan for this year is for anyone coming to the office will be to do their permit through the online system, but they'll be able to pay locally. Because I would say the vast majority of people that come in to do a permit in person, it's because they don't want to do the online payment system. So we're working on that so we can do the online system, and whether that's we enter it or we have an iPad or something out on the counter that we can allow them to enter all their information and then do it that way. That is what we're thinking at the moment. So
Maybe a Venmo account might help. Supervisor Simon?
Yeah. Appreciate the update, obviously, with all the, good fire we're putting on the ground in the county. I don't think we have a 4 or 5 months. I know last year there were some burns that happened in September, October last year, so it's coming up very quickly, and I know some of those are planned a year ahead and those types of things, but just want to get that out there, that I don't think we have 4 months. I think it's going to come a little bit quicker than that. The other thing is looking forward to any changes or suggestions you'll have as far as contracting. I know that's a challenge to get those engineers, not only in your department, but in many other departments, and some changes hopefully will be coming to the board to help us fill those positions. But looking at contracting opportunities with local agencies, tribes, something, I don't know, just so we have a backup plan if we're losing engineers or other folks, so we can continue moving in the direction to just help support you. So anything you bring to the board, I guess is what I'm saying, open to have those conversations, even if we've never done it before in Lake County, because sometimes you got to think outside of the box on how to do these things. So just want to give you my support for that, Doug.
Okay.
I imagine the rest of the board.
Anything you can bring scientific engineering into the county would be greatly appreciated. Air quality engineering is a unique side of engineering, so it encompasses a lot of different fields, so it's not a specialty. It's more of a general everything engineering, because you have to look at everything from civil to mechanical to chemical all in one. So it's one of those odd ones where it's hard to find people. So getting people of scientific or engineering backgrounds is interested in moving to Lake County or being involved in Lake County is a key thing for us.
Well, how staffed up is Mendocino?
What's that?
Yeah.
Well, the Mendocino engineer used to work for us, so. And we're looking at contracting him to do some additional help with us for the moment, so.
Well, that's going the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, at least we're making,
Appreciate the item. Hope we can resolve this so that it doesn't have to last for too long. And please keep us posted. Again, I think we basically all shared, we want to support whatever new ideas you might have to be able to make this as palatable for everybody in the community so that we can continue to do the work that we're doing.
Right.
And this is informational only, no action to take, and I don't think we have any further comments at this moment in time. So thank you very much for making this public announcement, and we'll look forward to seeing the announcement on the website, social media, and things like that so that everybody could be aware of how it is that they can continue to interact with your department.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.